Namaskara. Welcome to Ahara Arogya Adhyatma, the light of Samskara. Today we have Dr. Lakshmi S. Lakshmi S is a gold medalist not only in diploma, in also in MD and from NIMHANS, and she has done the postdoctoral doctorate also. And apart from that, she has worked in St. John's Hospital for the autism, and she is the research person, and she has started her own center, Asare, for the neuropsychiatric people, and that is in Girinagar. And she is specially interested in the health of the women and the children, especially autism children. But today we are not going to speak about autism. Next time we'll speak about it. Today she is going to talk to us and explain to us what happens during the menopause. Actually, women who are having the regular monthly periods, they'll be disgusted and they'll be fed up of the periods, and they'll be wondering when will this period stop. But when the period comes to the stopping, and that time they start struggling with their own moods and the other things. So what is this menopause, why it occurs, and what is an impact on their body as well as the mind? Please tell us, Dr. Lakshmi.
Yeah. So, like you said, ma'am, the stopping or the cessation of the menstrual cycle is what we call as menopause. As we know, it can happen around the age of 50 for some women. It may be a little earlier also, or maybe a couple of years later. So there are a lot of changes, physical changes, hormonal changes, and mental changes that happen in a woman's body during menopause. Like we have spoken in our previous sessions, how hormones are, fluctuating in postpartum or in premenstrual period, and that influences the mind so much. Similar hormonal changes happen in menopause also, where there is a decline in the estrogen hormone. Estrogen is like a life of a woman.
Female
Right?
hormone.
Yeah.
Very, I mean,
So,
it is an elixir for the women, for the womanhood. Yeah.
yeah. So since it starts declining, we see a lot of these changes. Now, the physical changes can be in terms of weakness, fatigue, hot flushes, palpitations, etc. All these can happen as a part of the physical problems, but it also leads to a lot of mental health changes. Right, the way the woman's body and mind react to these hormonal changes is something unique that we see in females.
Okay.
So it can lead to symptoms like problems like depression, anxiety, sleep issues, and so on.
Okay. Actually, when the menopause occurs, most of the women, they have the hot flushes and the tremors and the sweating and the palpitation, and then they start feeling that fear and as if something has happened to them. And they may come with the chest pain also, because as being a cardiologist, I have seen them coming with the chest pain also. We say it is a psychogenic. Even if it is a psychogenic and thing, how will you find out whether a woman is having just because of the hormonal imbalance or she has got a mental problems also? How to make out? Is there a way to make out, or it is just you examine and then you talk to them and realize what is it?
Yeah, so a lot of women can go through these menopausal symptoms for for a long period of time, actually. It can start somewhere 1 to 2 years before the cessation of the menstrual cycle and actually go on to 1 or 2 years post the menopause also, right? So, when we come to symptom-wise, feeling extremely disinterested, low mood, not wanting to do any of the activities that she would like earlier, not wanting to engage socially, sleep is bad, fatigability, even though she's not doing a lot of physical activity, always continuously feeling fatigue, anxiety symptoms, concentration, lack of concentration. Now, all these are symptoms that we can see. However, it depends on the severity. Like you said, all women may go through some mild symptoms, right? So for that, we don't have to immediately treat. But for some women, it can actually be such severe. Some women even have suicidal thoughts during this period. So when the severity is very high, obviously we cannot just say, oh, it is because of menopause and not do anything about it. So we need to look into it.
Okay. So I think they should not take it lightly, because, when they get sort of disinterest in the surrounding and everything, better to take the counseling and then take the advice and then get overcome that rather than going deep into that. And also during that period, when they are 50, they have to take care of the parents and the children and all the, see, those socio-economical things also will
Yeah,
matter, is it not?
yeah, yeah.
How
True,
does
true.
it
There are a lot
matter?
of life changes that happen during that age, just not your body, but also in the
Hmm.
environment.
Yes.
Children would have grown and they would have left home, or, even if they're at home, they're
Hmm.
not very bothered about your presence.
Not, yeah, yeah.
They're into
Not
their
only
own
that,
world.
they may not listen to you also, and that also
Yeah,
will
yeah. And
you
your
can't
parents
control.
are aged by then, they may have health issues, or there is a chance that you may lose your parents also during that time. So
Hmm.
there are a lot of these changes. Housewives, especially, I feel by then they start feeling worthless and purposeless,
Hmm.
because they're very busy when the children are young.
Yeah.
But by the
Yes.
time they
Yes.
are 45, 50, they feel like, okay, nobody talks to me really. I have to get up, do household
Hmm.
chores, do cooking. At the end of the day, people come, they eat and sleep. Nobody's paying attention to me. So there's a lot of sense of
Yeah,
worthlessness
yeah,
during
yeah. They
this
feel
age.
left out. They're left out, and also the love from husband also might come down. They may not be interested in that also.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
those are
Sexual
the.
interest may come down,
Mm,
urinary problems may happen, skin loses its brightness and charmness
yeah.
during
Okay.
that time.
Okay.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of body image issues which women may perceive during that time. They feel like it's a loss of womanhood, right? So that's
Oh,
mentally as
yeah,
well as
yeah.
physically difficult for women.
Yeah, so that they feel that the grace is coming down and then their attraction is not there, and the children are not listening, and the parents' support is not there, and the husband is. I think how should they divert themselves and overcome all these things? How do you manage them?
Yeah. Now, symptomatic wise, they can see a gynecologist to get evaluated. Their
Hmm.
hormonal assays, etc., can be done. Thyroid
Hmm.
profile needs to be looked at.
Yes.
So, some of these investigations are very important. They can see a
Hmm.
physician as well as gynecologist to see
Hmm.
vitamin deficiencies, etc. All these things need to be corrected.
Hmm.
Another important thing is osteoporosis at this age, right? So, they'll be
Yes.
having
Yes.
a
Yes.
weakness of bones. So,
Hmm.
especially in their knees, they may start having a lot of knee pain because of which their
Yes.
activity limits. And
Okay.
that is the result that they also start putting on weight.
Yeah.
So many of these changes would be happening. And I think
Hmm.
the gynecologist will guide them if at all they really need hormone replacement therapy, what are the pros and cons of it, etc. When it
Hmm.
comes to mental health, we do offer counseling where we suggest lifestyle changes. We ask them to, uh, bring about some things which they were earlier interested in, pursue a
Yeah.
new
Yeah.
hobby.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
tell people you can learn a language now, or
Yeah.
learn
Yeah.
something which you didn't couldn't
The
have time
music, they
before.
can learn the music and go to yoga
Art,
classes and then
yes,
meditation, and
yeah,
join the bhajan programs or Bhagavad Gita program, which can, make their mind more lively and better and come out
right.
of the depression.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there
yeah,
are these groups, ladies groups or residence
yeah,
groups, etc., where they can form together, do some
yeah,
activities like you said, learn Lalita
mm,
Sahasranama, that and this. So
yeah.
you have to engage in something. Otherwise, it does feel like as if my life is
Yeah,
very purposeful,
empty. And
purposeless.
in fact, housewives, life is very difficult because the whole burden of the family they would have taken, and they would have almost like a sandalwood, they would have burned themselves for the sake of the family. And when the family is almost grown up, and the children are grown up and they're with their own, they start feel left out. And I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
they should realize that they have done a great job by bringing up the children so well. And more than that, what you said, let them not neglect their health at this stage. If they think that, oh, it is due to the menopausal and that's the thing, and they leave it, maybe that depression will become worse, and then it will be very difficult. So it is very important that they go to the gynecologist to get themselves checked. They go to the physician to find out, because that is that time, because of the obesity, they may have diabetes, high blood pressure, high
yeah,
cholesterol, And even heart diseases are more common after the menopause. And that's how,
True,
they
true.
have to evaluate that. And apart from that, they must come to a psychologist like you, the psychiatrist, so that, if there are any cobwebs in their mind, that can be cleared and they can be made more lively and lead a better life. So they have
Yes,
to
yes.
and I have seen some elderly women after during the menopause. They what they do is, they have like an inner wheel, and then they have the simanta for the young women, who are pregnant, and the free of cost.
Okay.
It is a mass simanta, like how you have a mass marriage, mass simanta. And they call me every year, and one more person to talk about the garbha samskara and how to bring up children. And so, they are rededicating themselves to the society for the other women. So that also is a
True, true.
nice way of
Yeah.
engaging themselves.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
any sort of social activity, working with an NGO, or getting involved in some temple activities, religious activities. It could be anything that makes one
Yeah.
happy.
Whatever their
And
passion, whatever their interest is, that they can
yeah,
fulfill
yeah.
that.
But in
Yeah.
spite of doing all these things, if the symptoms are still persisting, then of course they will need treatment. We need to treat them with proper medications and
Mm.
help them in their sleep and such things. So it's
Okay.
very essential that they
So
know
how
that
do you
mental
treat
health
them?
can
How do you
also be
treat them?
affected.
With what do you treat?
Yeah, like I said, ma'am, if it's mild to moderate severity, then talk therapy is what we give,
Okay. Yeah.
and that itself may be enough. But if
Mm.
severity is high, then they would need medicines.
Some medicines also.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So thank you very much, Lakshmi, for so beautifully explaining. So the woman who is not complete unless she passes over this menopause, because her things journey starts with the menarche, and then the
Puberty. Yeah.
delivery, and then taking care of the children, building the house and making it beautiful. And then, after the menopause, she has to think of how to lead the as a senior citizen a useful life also. And so beautifully you have explained. And I think the woman journey is so beautiful. She should not get dejected, because she would have contributed for building up the society and bringing the beautiful children to this world. And so thank you very much for talking about the menopause and the problems and how to overcome. Thank you, Dr. Lakshmi.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay.